What ways do I hope to support small businesses to support a diverse economy here that benefits all of us? First and foremost, I plan to listen. I want to hear from business owners. I want to listen to that and take their words and their voice into serious consideration for any decisions that are made that can impact the businesses, whether it's in our core downtown or in the other areas of the city, because our businesses are kind of the heart of the city, to be completely honest. And so ways that I want to support the businesses is I hear time and time again that we want to bring more foot traffic to downtown as one example. And as a mom of 3 kids, I don't want to walk downtown with my kids to go up and down the downtown streets because there's so much vehicle traffic along Main Street that I feel like we're just one accident or one driver mistake or child mistake away from a really tragic accident downtown. So I'll show up to a business if I'm like, I want to go to that business for this reason, but to go up and down those streets, it's not something I want to do. And so I do think we need to address traffic on Main Street and look at different ways that we can maybe move some of that traffic, whether it's a block up from Main Street so it's diverted in another area, or obviously supporting and advocating for the bypass, but that's a project that's been in talks for 20 years, so it's definitely not something that can happen overnight. But we need to be constantly looking at ways to get some of the traffic off of downtown. But additionally, to start up a business is really, really freaking expensive. I'm just gonna say it how it is. It is. There are permitting fees, there's impact fees for like traffic impact fees. And to start up a business, it's expensive. Most people can't do it. And so I want to look at ways that we can address some of those start fees, things that the city can control. Do we need to really be collecting impact fees, or is that something that we can either greatly reduce or waive altogether to support a business coming to Monroe and starting up? Because yes, it produces revenue for our city, but the ongoing revenue from the taxes and the customers that come to bring in more revenue, it's not going to sustain if we're not setting up those businesses for success from the start. So those are just a few of the ways. This is such a big question, but the bottom line is I support our small businesses wholeheartedly. And one other thing is that I also want to look at ways to make it easier to get the permits, to fill out the applications. We have people in this community where English is not their first language. And so the permitting process is lengthy as it is. There's steps, there's holdups along the way almost every single time. And so if there's also a challenge when it comes to the language and general understanding of the process, it's going to make it exponentially harder and discourage those residents and those community members from bringing a business here that may end up being the favorite of several people in the community one day. So those are some of the ways I want to support businesses.
This video was sponsored by Crystal Clear Studios.